Unfortunately, so Bybit is very good and it's incredibly shit in many ways. The incredibly shitness of it all is the closed P&L. Oh, like the trade tracking, trade monitoring side to it all. So when you have trades up and running, oh dear Lord, it will be on the positions tab. When you close trades, like what I would like to see is a very similar similar board going, look, all of these are my closed trades and I closed for 23 grand profit for Ether, etc. But when I click on close P&L, look at the apps, it's a mess because it only does it per symbol. So it's showing, like here, all the times I've I've gone long or shorted. Oh yeah, I've just been shorting today. Yeah, it's just frustrating. There's no way that you can see like a similar sort of board of trades for all symbols. You have to do it per thing. So if I go to Ether and then close P&L, it will show me all of the stuff for that. So 23 grand, 8 grand. And it will show you over the last, I think, 24 hours, I think, off the top of my head. No, actually, maybe. See, that's interesting because I have placed trades on Ether before the 5th of May, or was that? Wait a minute. That's the month, isn't it? So 5th of April. I'm pretty sure I placed trades on Ether before 5th of April. But yeah, you can see a relative history, maybe a relative history of all my Ether trades. So just on Ether today, so if we take all of my trades so today 23 grand, 8, 6, 23, 112, 5. Haven't really lost much on Ether actually. It's been quite nice to me. The active, yeah, like the rest of the stuff is just crap. Obviously, every time you're opening and closing trades, it's opening lots of individual teeny weeny trades. So this is useless to us. Order history, pretty much useless to us. Yeah, so that's really frustrating. Whereas on FXCM, it was much better. It would show you the same sort of picture, but on the closed tab. Which leads us to sort of tracking and maintaining your trades. Again, it's a bag of balls. It really is. You have to go to derivatives account, go to history, and then you have to. No. Sorry. Derivatives account, history. No. See, even I every time I do this, I struggle. Maybe it's the spot account. And then history. Let's try that. That's better. Yeah. So let's just a recap. Go to your spot account. Then click history. Then you can get account details and all sorts of stuff. So your deposit history to withdrawal history, transfer, fiat, yeah, all sorts of stuff. But in terms of no, I'm trying to find my close, like P&L. Is here some? One second. There's another way to do this. Over on the left, I think if you go to, one second, let me find this. Orders. There we go. That's the bit. That's what I was looking for. Okay. So go back to your derivatives account, and then on orders. Okay. That is really not user intuitive at all. You click orders. Then you can go to derivatives account, close P&L, and then you can extract an CSV. So that is on the inverse perpetual. That was when I was playing around with the inverse stuff, and annoyingly it doesn't show you for all symbols. So you literally then have to click ADA over search period, and it will show you all of the trades are placed on ADA. So ADA again at the bottom is quite helpful because it shows you like made 26 grand on ADA between whatever, but it's still really unhelpful at the same time. The only way to get a full overview is where if you just go to export last 7 days or whatever search function, and then it will literally just download a whole CSV of all your trades. That's the only way you can do it. So, for example, if we do the last 30 days, export now, exporting, doesn't normally take that long. Mind you, I've placed a lot of I've placed a lot of trades. That's probably why it's taking a fair while. And whilst that's doing that, I'm just going to have a little sneaky peek at what's going on over here. Dollar, yeah, it's still going up. FTSE is continuing back down. Dollar, as in the Dow, still fanning around. Hasn't really reacted as I thought. I actually thought the indices would actually gap down, like the S&P 500 has. What about the Nasdaq? What's the Nas doing? No. Nas. Come on, where's N? Am I being blind here? Oh, yeah, my mouse is right over it. Nasdaq. Whoa, high test. Looking pretty grim. Anywho, how's my export doing? Yep, so there we go. You download it, and it will just literally, some random thing. Just do that. You can open up the CSV, and yeah, as I said, it's really not helpful at all just doing stuff like this. So what I like to do when I'm sort of doing my own accounting is I straight away just Control X, Control V. I always like having the time on the far left. Just delete that, and then you can sort of expand stuff. So entry price, exit price. So when you're doing your own logging and seeing how things are going, you can get rid of some of these. Like for example, this trade column is irrelevant. Doesn't really help. Contracts, that's what you're trading. You know, Tezos, Axie, time of the day, long or short. If you're looking, you know, for stats between how profitable are you between longs and shorts. I mean, these days everything is a bear market, so all of these trades are going to be short. So we can get rid of that column. Doesn't really help us. Sorry, let's get to the top. Delete. There we go. Quantity, yeah, doesn't really help. How many trades, you know, how much sushi I'm buying or selling. Get rid of that. Entry exit price, yeah, maybe. But if you're doing like, really, it's the closed P&L thing that you're really caring about. And what you can then do, and I do this, is you can block it out by days. So it's probably worth, you know, doing something like that. So that's today, that's yesterday, etc. Or do it by months maybe. So if we do, let's just do May. Jesus Christ, there's a lot of trades here. May. There we go. So I can then just add in, insert. There we go. Just highlight that, and then you can just do like a little wins, losses type caboodle, and then just do CSV. Actually, just do total, you know, total P and L. That's probably easier, just for this example. Just open that up, click that, auto sum, and then literally just get everything in May, and then enter. There we go. So yeah, in May it's been, what was it? Okay, we're only 9 days into May, but it's not bad. And then you can do it, you know, for the previous month. I'm actually quite curious. I haven't actually done this yet. Where is everything else? May, April. There we go. There we go. Click. Another 160. It's a bit lower than I thought, actually. I thought it was a bit higher. So I'd have to. I don't know where all the trades before April are, which is interesting. I'm gonna have to look into that. But anyway, that's just for your logging.
You did the last 30 days, Siam, is what you did.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Is it ha? Oh, of course it did. What an idiot. Yeah, so I'd have to do it further. Obviously, yeah, it's me missing a whole week. Of course it's going to be more, yeah. Anyway. Yes, sorry. I'm prime proof that you can be an absolute muppet and still do alright on the markets.
Simon.
Brad, go. Yes.
Yeah. Hey. Just a quick question on timeframes and trading derivatives. Let's say that you're looking at things on a daily time frame. That really work out, given
Yes.
sort of the implications of funding rate and that impact on your.
Yeah. So,
And especially like in ranging markets or in compressions, etc. You're kind of accruing all those extra fees, right?
so don't let the tail wag. Don't let the funding tail wag the profitable dog. I'm just making up a quote here. So, too many people are fixated on fees and funding rates and bits and bobs like that. It is absolutely irrelevant if you're placing good trades, and if you're placing sensible trades with sensible stop losses, etc., etc. I really wouldn't bother worrying about it. If you're placing stuff on the daily chart, it's most likely your hit rate's going to be a lot higher, because obviously the higher the time frame, the better. But the problem is you're going to have much bigger stop losses, which means your position size is going to be relatively low. So, for example, let's pick a random thing without. Oh, Jesus Christ! That's my phantom. Yeah, I mean, let's just say you wanted to go long and near. Realistically, you'd want your stop loss either below these lows here, or even below here. Like you're going to end up with a very small position size. And this is why I tend to operate on the 4-hour chart, because you can still be sensible-ish with your stops, but you still get a nice position size. So I did an example here today, actually. Look at this one here, Doge. So I risked a very small amount, so 0.05% of my whole pot on Doge, shorting it. But as you can see, one of the reasons is I had a very tight stop, very tight. But because I was basically putting, risking like $5,000 on Doge on that trade there with a very tight stop loss, the position size I had, not position margins, nothing to do with margin, as in how much Doge I was effectively selling, was relatively large. So if I click, I can't get much resolution on this. Is Doge on here? Yeah. So I was effectively selling 1.4 million Doge coins, even though I was risking a very small amount. That's one that didn't actually do anything there. But I'll give you an example. I think GMT was probably a good example of a relatively tight stop. I think 66. Yeah, it worked out roughly almost sort of $1,000 profit per percent it went up compared to that. But yeah, it's all about the position size. That's what I'm fixated on about. And on the daily chart, you could end up being in the position where, yes, you'll end up being right, but you may not make that much profit on a nice move like that. Whereas with us, like you've seen on the Telegram trades, let's just take Bitcoin for example. We've made quite a lot of money with, we haven't got the whole move down from up here, but what we have done is got lovely chunks of this, like boom, we had at least some of that, we've probably had most of this, like from sort of the 5th of May, we've had at least 3 nice runs, and we're only getting, probably 3 chunky bits. But even so, because we've been in and out, we've managed to get, shitloads of profit through that because of the position size. But yeah, I thought, we're getting too much into the trading side. I want to try and keep this to this. Right, how long has that been so far? It's been 1 hour and 20. So, any questions on Bybit and actually placing trades on Bybit? What have I missed out? Have I been too fast? Any questions, folks? In fact, let's place a live trade, a real live trade, okay? Because I actually do want to get some money back in the market. So right now we have, let's have a quick look, see. Yeah, I know, okay, so for YouTube this won't make any sense for you, but we have a high test here. So let's take Ripple for example. I'm going to place a real trade here, and I want to risk 12, and well, 1 second, about 12 grand. So 12 grand is about quarter of a percent. So straight away, I'm going to be putting my stop loss at 0.55, 0.55, yeah, screw it, 0.556. So I go to Ripple, click the one with the most, yes, just DT one. 0.556. I'll click to 100, sell short, yeah. 0.556, 56, there we go. And I can lose 20 TK. So there's a lot of liquidity with Ripple. So I can actually, I can actually move this down. Obviously, you can see the quantity is not actually moving when I click this. So I may have to just edit this. So what is that, 1,500,000, 1, 2, 3, there we go. So I can actually now edit the position size manually to get the desired 12k loss that I want if it were to go wrong. So that's 10, I can add a 5 here, yeah, that's close enough for government work. So here, placing the trade, if it all goes tits up, I'm losing 12 grand. Happy with that. Open short. Boom. Yep, idiot check. I'm happy with that. Ripple, isolated 5x, and we could always change that if I wanted. It's basically a 300k trade apparently. Mark price and the actual price are very similar. Yeah. Liquidation, yeah. All is good. And now, oh shit, and what I actually have to do now is actually, because it's a real trade, not an example trade, I need to text this out to the community. Stand by. So, here we go. And then I need to take a little screenshot of this. And we got just rough. You guys all know this anyway, but...
Just sorry, when you're texting stuff out,
yeah.
Untick the send compressed with these ones, because some people can't see it. You'll always be able to see it.
Lovely.
But for a lot of us, can't see it.
Amazing, thank you. That's probably why I don't get much resolution when I click the picture. Short, 0.25% max risk, high test. Cool. Oh, that's much better resolution compared to that.
Yeah, it's meant like for, you know, if you're in a country where data's expensive or whatever.
That's good. Normally when I'm doing it on my phone, it doesn't give me the option though.
Yeah, it's only a desktop.
Okay, yeah. All of these are when I'm on my phone, hence the really badly drawn, because I have to do that with my finger. So yeah, that's Ripple. At least I got a trade back in. That's annoying. Binance. Yeah, we've got lovely high tests everywhere at the moment. Sand. Screw it. Let's get back in sand. So in, and I want 1.93. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do, pig. 1.933. 1.933 is back in sand. $933, losing 6. Yeah, I'll just place 2 trades. So short, and then short. See, this is what I mean. Like that second trade, I still got the same stop loss. So yeah, right. Let's text that bad boy out. Texting that, and then take a screenshot of this one. .25% max risk, high test. What else? I want to get back to Luna. I do want to short Luna again. Wait a minute. Oh, actually, shorting way down here is not nice. I have been very icky and uncomfortable shorting stuff recently, especially as things are getting towards sort of support levels and whatnot. but I think some still has a bit of, we have a bit of value left, I think, especially Ether. Jesus, Ether 2460 31, 2460 31, 2460 31, 2460 2460 31, or 35. Won't let me do the one. 35 is fine. How much am I going to risk? Yeah, with Ether, I'm going to risk 0.5% on that one, because I'm still basically counting as though I'm sort of still in the trade. 0.5%, so 500. So it's fine. No, it's 400. So 12, 23, 80. That'll do. Cool. That's Ether. Draw. I'm getting in there. Something like that. Obviously these screenshots where I'm drawing these lines are very rough, but all I'm trying to do is get you to look at it yourself. So you look at the screenshot and go, oh yeah, I see what Simon's done, and then you choose your own stop loss there or thereabouts. And obviously in an ideal world I wouldn't be texting all of these out because I'm losing time every time I do this. And some 0.5% max risk. And I'm not too worried about these trades because we've got a lovely profit buffer that we're sitting on right now. Ripple we've done. Binance just looks horrendous at the moment, but it's already fallen quite far. Atom is like one of my favorites. No. I am worried, or not worried about DOT. If we have a look at, I think I've already sketched it. No. With DOT, I think it's pretty much resting on a big support level, almost. So when you zoom out of DOT, look at this. Oopsie. So DOT is, I think, definitely following this support level. And therefore, we've probably got until $10. So, yeah, we could. However, looking at this on the daily chart, it's already fallen away quite a lot. So, like with a lot of them. So shorting at these levels, I think you're in for a bit of trouble potentially. Well, AVAX has actually just breached support. AVAX, it's nice and orderly. No, I'm not going to go over the top for the moment. I just want to have some skin in the game. BSW. Wait a minute, what was that previous one? BAT. Sorry. Crow. Yeah, I've really lost out on money by closing all my trades. Like for example, Crow here. I know it was only 9 grand up there, but at the time the mark price was 0.2340, 0.2320. Yeah, so I know it's only gone 20 cents down, but a lot of these coins are still moving down from what, like for Doge, for example. Yeah, like Doge was break even at 1170. Okay, it's thereabouts. Yeah, I could probably. Yeah, I'm still going in on Doge again. Yeah, I'll go back in on that. So let's take a screenshot of that. So what is that stop loss? 12.10. 12.10 on Doge. 12.10 Doge. 12.10 on Doge. Doge. 12.10. 9. Oh, okay. This is where I'm going to have to click this about 13 times now. Open short. Yeah, right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. That's not true. 1 second. Adjust the risk limit. Sorry, whack this up to 1 million. Sorry, I thought I'd already done it on this. I knew I didn't exceed the million. It was nowhere near. Let's keep on shorting. This is my only one. Here we go. Too many requests. That's basically because it's still trying to chug through all of the trades I've just slammed on its door. So how's the risk? 11. I could probably come on. Give me one more. That'll do, pig. Then right. Doge. If I put, sorry. Doge. Or as some people say, doggy. Re. Cool, so that's that. Eagle. In fact, what else was I on? What are the... So GMT, ETH, Sol, Luna, looked at them. AVAX. We were in AVAX, actually. Let's just fast forward back down here. ENS, yes, I want to short this again. So, stop loss for that, 50. Yeah, you could, may as well, 16, 13... 16, 13. I mean, look at that textbook. Isn't that just beautiful? Head and shoulders there. I love it. Anyway, I still think it's got down to sort of $13, $14. We've still got some life in this to short it. So what was that? 16.11. ENS 16.11. ENS 16.11. Again, and that $642. I'm gonna have to click short like 1 billion times now. If you're watching this in the future, this is probably really boring. I'm sorry, but we have quite a few people watching this live, so hopefully those who are here today watching this live, your time is not wasted because you can copy some of these trades. 10, okay, 0.2 is fine. So 0.2, I'll leave it at that. I'm not too fussed. So ENS short, 0.2% max risk. Get the picture. Roughly there. Roughly there. I'm just going to mute all. I can hear everyone clicking. Right, there we go. So that's that. Had a bit of a retrace, that's fine. Sushi is also dying. GST. That's the utility token for Steppen. I really want to short this to 0. I think this is going to be utter bullshit moving forwards. ZIL looking a bit weak. I think I'm alright for now. Really, by the way, I'm not trying to do subliminal messaging with the bloody picture. It's just that I'm scrolling and it's going through some of the pictures on my desktops. So yeah, I don't mean that. Right. GMT. Last two, then I'll go through the questions. Right, that's it. That's everything I got for today. Any questions? Now is the time to hit me with your questions. Feel free to unmute yourself. I will look through the chat box as we go through this as well. Yes, James.
Is there a reason you don't do the low balls? Like split your risk up and do a normal trade, low ball trade?
Yeah. The main reason is just logistics. Like, already it's a bit of a workload for me, placing my trades, monitoring all of the trades, and texting them all out, in real time as fast as I can. And you can still do the low balls if you want. Like, you can, like, when you close a position, you can close bits of it off, so you can sort of take parts of the trade off. But you'll see I'm trying to think of an easy way to explain this. The answer is I do actually do it, but you may not notice it. Sometimes you'll see me placing a trade and then a few hours later placing another trade. This is me basically going in again at a better position, if that makes sense, or to scale into it. But yeah, the low ball method is still valid if you're doing it yourself, etc. And if I was literally just trading on my Todd, I probably would.
Cool, thank you.
No worries. Any other questions?
Hi, Sam. You saw Neil?
Oh, hey, mate. Hey, Neil.
Hi. Just a basic question, actually, because I haven't used Bybit yet. So if you're starting out, what do you deposit your currency? Is it GBP, USDT, and from where?
Whatever you want, mate. But if you're going to be trading like this, you need USDT. So you need Tether, USDT.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so just deposit. But even if you deposit something else like Bitcoin or whatever, you can always swap it into Tether.
Okay. Yeah. Lovely. Thank you. Right.
Ben Green has asked, can you do trailing stops on Bybit, and what are your views on using them, especially at bedtime? So they're very clunky. I personally don't use the trailing stops on these. It's just that they're markets are fluid. I just don't use them. If it's going to bed like last night, I will. Most of the time, I'll just move the stops are relatively tight. Locking in whatever, I'm happy to lock in, and if fully expecting them all to bomb out. But if some trades are still alive by the time I wake up, then great. If not, then so be it. But I guess it doesn't hurt. So yeah, as it says, stop loss will be triggered when the last traded price retraces from the best price. But yeah, it's not good. I prefer a dynamic stop loss, which FXCM has, but even that wasn't too good. But yeah, this is still frustrating watching this, because as these go in profit, I know I'm missing out on loads of profit from before. Hey ho, we all learn. This is the price I pay. Because look, if those trades are already up sort of 10 grand, with all of these existing trades, they would be up a lot more by now. Hey ho, can't win them all.
To be fair, Sam, you wasn't. It retraced quite a lot. It did go backwards after you closed up.
But they wouldn't have stopped out. So they've retraced, but they've come back.
You have one that stopped out.
What was?
I can't remember which one it was.
Ah, okay.
One of them definitely stopped out.
Oh, fair enough. Cool.
Yeah, we're roughly at the same place as we started now.
Nice.
When you closed out.
I mean, GMT is still. I think looking at that thing, GMT was most of the profits, 50k, and then it was Sol and Ether, which was really.
Simon, I agree with you on the 1 hour chart, and you'll see I'm now about 80% of where it would have been if I'd sold exactly when you closed up.
It was Doge, Simon.
Oh, did Doge stop out?
Yeah.
Interesting. Oh god, yeah, that. But yeah. Any other questions? Crypto Wonder said, I'm sorry, can you go through your lock-in process again? It really depends on the market at the time, if I think there's legs in it still. So for example, if you look at late last night, I placed a whole bunch of trades. If we scroll backwards, this is all today. God, I'm sorry if I'm sort of waterboarding you with trades at the moment. Yeah, so here we go. Last night I placed a whole bunch of trades around 11:30 at night, because I thought that we would have further follow through, and also I was expecting that the equities would open up, hopefully gapped down, and everything would carry on falling. So placed all of these at around 11, just before midnight, and I left them fully, all risk exposed. They all had stop losses, etc. But if you add up all of these, I probably had 2% risked. But I was very confident that they would all follow through. So for look at that, BSTW and or eGold. That was lovely. In fact, if we look at eGold right now, sorry, I'm on the 1 hour chart. There we go. It's moved down nicely. What was I talking about? Yeah, so I left them, and then this morning I woke up, and I was like 80 grand up or something like that. So 90 grand up. So on that occasion I left them, but most of the time, if you go back in the history, if you can ever be asked, what I tend to do is move the stops pretty tight. So what I'll then do is, let's try and find a trade that we're in right now. Unfortunately, we went from 15 grand up to minus 2 grand. But if we take a trade, let's look at Ripple. So Ripple looks like it's slightly in profit. Well, I can't actually show you an example because none of these are far enough in profit. But what I do is I go to the 1 hour chart, and then I place, move the stop according to the 1 hour chart. So invariably, you're moving the stops relatively tight. Because a sensible place on the 1 hour chart to move your stop would be a horrendous place to move your stop, let's say, on the daily chart, and vice versa. So any other questions? Feel free to unmute yourself. But yeah, whilst you're doing that, look forward to check. You make it so that your expected loss, once your stop loss is in, is 0.25% max risk. Yes, and this is what I have to stress again. Your leverage really is irrelevant as long as you're managing your trades okay. So I always base my trades based on the maximum risk, and so whenever I'm placing trades, it's always like nearly all of my trades, I would say 90% of my trades are 0.25% max risk. So if you have a $10,000 account, what is that? So you work that out. So I always find 1% and then divide it by 4. So 10%, 1% of that is 100 quid. Divide that by 4 is 25 quid. So that means on this trade, the maximum you can lose, or that you should lose, will be $25. So when you come to placing your trade, let's just place any old random trade, screw it on Bitcoin, shorting it. First of all, you need to know your stop loss if you're going to short it. Let's say your stop loss is, I don't know, let's call it 3421, 342. I'm making up a random stop loss. Here, Bitcoin, you're going to lose 37 grand. Well, that's a bit too much because we only want to lose 25 quid. So you're going to have to change this. So try 1 Bitcoin. Nope, still too much. 0.1 Bitcoin. Still too much. 0.01 Bitcoin. Much better. So what about 0.02? So you then have to start playing around with the quantity. So 0.15. There we go. Close enough. So you can short 0.015 of Bitcoin with that stop loss, and you'll be risking $23. But obviously, this is why I talk about position size, because the smaller your stop loss, obviously, the higher position size you can have. But you should always do your trades dictated by a sensible stop first. I always start with the stop loss in mind. Any other questions before we call it a day?
I guess what you really got with Bybit, would you say this is accurate? You've got Binance interface with FXCM functionality. That's the way I
to a degree.
Yeah.
It's good and it's bad, and all of its different ways. I'm sure there are better ones out there. Some people say, "Hey, check out KuCoin," and whatever. But the thing is, I'm not one of those people that chases everything. So I'm sure there's probably something out there. But at the moment, I'm effective trading the markets with this. I've got to know it. Yeah, I'm happy to do the interface. Maybe I'll look for something else in a bit, but at the moment, don't fix what's not broke. And Crypto Wonder says, so if you're $1,000 in profit and you want to lock in $500, does it make more sense to close half the trade or set take profit? That would be $500. You can do it either way. If you actually want to just, lock in and cash in that $500, then yeah, you can just close half the position. But I much prefer, let's say you're going to leave this overnight, if the trade's in profit, why don't you just move the stop loss to the bit where you've locked in $500 via the stop loss, and that way your whole position then still has the opportunity to run in profit. That is a better way, in my opinion. Because what happens is if you close half the trade and overnight it then carries on going in profit, you're only making profit on that half position size. So it's better to, yeah. But you can only do this once the trades are nicely in profit. Yeah. Right. I think let's call that a day. We have, how long has this been? 1 hour 45. Yeah, I think that's it. Lots of learning points here. Top tip: don't be an absolute fool and click close all unless you really want to close all your trades at once. Right, toodles, folks, and no worries. I'll put the whole video in Telegram as soon as it's done. Cool.
Thanks, Sam.
Bye.
Bye.
Right, so let's